Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Okay, so let's start with the second part of your 10th standard periodic table classification, and it's all about the modern periodic table now. As you had already seen, or if you have not seen, go back to the first video or the second video and look at it first. First is the bonus chapter that I'm giving so that you can get a brief information about the basics. Then the first chapter is the classification and the history of the periodic table. Now we are going to do the modern periodic table, in which I am going to explain you all about the modern periodic table that we use in a day-to-day life. Okay. So whatever we study right now, we study the periodic table right now is the modern periodic table. Let me start by sharing you my screen. Okay. So here we start the modern periodic table and its laws. In the modern periodic table, the elements are arranged in the increasing order. So how is it arranged? Now when we see the periodic table, it goes from an atomic number from the lowest to the highest, and it goes on increasing, increasing, increasing. The order of the atomic number in the form of the table has seven horizontal places, rows of the elements. So seven rows. There are seven rows, as you can see, and they are called as periods. So there is a space that was given by mistake. So seven rows are there, which is the periods, which I explained you at the start itself. If you see my bonus video, you will get to know about it in there. So seven horizontal rows means the periods, and 18 vertical rows, that is the groups. Okay, so this is a basic thing that I wanted to explain. Then now here comes the periods. The seven periods are as follows. The first period has two elements, that is hydrogen and helium. The first row, as I always said, that lithium, beryllium, and all that, those comes from the second period. Never count it as first period. If you count it as first period, the next all periods will go wrong. So you will have a question in your examination. It would be better if you write this down because it will be very helpful to you in your boards. There can be a question, and there is a for sure question in your boards related to this periodic table. They will give you any other element. I'm just giving you an example as Mg. Mg is nothing but magnesium. Now, magnesium belongs to which period? What is the atomic mass of the this element? What is the chemical symbol of this element? Or what is the electronic configuration of this element? These four questions are fixed. I can say it is fixed, fixed, fixed. So let's start here. If I say magnesium, magnesium has the atomic number as 12 and its mass number is 24. If mass number is not required, don't write it. But if you can learn it, it is well and fine. Okay. Then I had asked periodic table, periodic periods. Which periods does it belong to? So hydrogen and helium comes in the first period. Lithium, beryllium comes in the second period. Sodium, magnesium comes in second period, and sodium, magnesium comes in the third period. Okay. So as you can see here, second period is 8 elements, lithium to neon. Lithium to neon is 8 elements, that is a second period. Third period is, the third period also has 8 elements, that is Na, that is sodium to argon. Fourth period is about 18 elements, which has K to krypton. K is nothing but potassium to krypton. Okay, so this is how long it is. So where was I? The period of magnesium, it is third period. Always remember. Then the electronic configuration will be 2, 8, 2 because it is 12. So it will be 2, 8. That is 2 plus 8 is 10. 10 plus 2 is 12. Okay. Fifth period. There is one more thing that they can ask. What is the valency of this element? So in the valency of this element, I will explain you once again what do you mean by valency ahead. But let's continue with this modern periodic table. Fifth period will have 18 elements, rubidium to xenon, and sixth period will have 32 elements, cesium to radon, and seventh element will have seventh period will has 28 elements from francium to the atomic number 144, called as an incomplete period. 14 elements are there in the sixth and the seventh period. Okay, so this is how it is divided. Sixth and the seventh period is called as the seventh period. Okay. Has 14 elements separated from the bottom of the table and 14 elements of the sixth period. That is lanthanum to luteinium that is present, and lanthanide series it is called. It is called as lanthanide series, and 14 elements in the seventh period is called as actinide series, that is actinium to liranium. Okay. So this is how it goes. So properties of the elements in the periodic table. Now you have to learn what do you mean by valence electron and valency. First we'll see, and then we'll see valence electron. What do you mean by valence electron? Valency. Valency is the remaining amount of electron that either the element can donate or either the element can take. Okay. So in the period, the valency of the element increases from 1 to 4 and then decreases from 4 to 0 from the left to right of the period. It is specifically told for this. A small hint and a trick again I am giving you here. If you start with group 1, it is +1. Yeah. Remove this right now for now. Right here +1. If you have a periodic table in your book, we definitely have it in our textbook. Please open that and please start writing it. This is +2. This is +3. This is +4 slash -4. It can be both. It can be +4 or either -4. This is -3, this is -2, this is -1, and this is 0. So it is said from 1 to 4 and 4 back to 0. Remember this very carefully. This is a hint to all of you why this is called as a valency. I will explain you here. Sodium is there. Okay. Let us go to the configuration where sodium is present. Okay. I guess you all have written this. I'm erasing it. Okay. Can you see here? There is 2 electron, 1, 2, and there's one more electron. Now remember it very well. Either it can be in a state of doublet or either it can be a state of octet. So there is only 2 possibilities that you have to make. There are many other possibilities also, but you don't have to learn about it right now. So it can be sorry, it can be made into doublet or it can be into octet. Now here is it easy to take 7 electrons. What do you mean by octet first? Octet means to make 8 electrons. Doublet means to make 2 electrons. Now it is the second shell. Second shell means how much is the capacity? 8 is the capacity. So now 8 capacity ke liye, is it great enough to take 7 electrons or to just give 1 electron? I guess 1 electron is better. Yeah. So in that case, 1 electron can be lost. So that is why group 1 has a charge of +1, means 1 electron can be lost. So +1 is the valency of group 1, whereas +2 is the valency of group 2, +3 is the valency of group 13 or 3. Group 4 has +4 as well as -4. It varies from different element to element. It can either take 4 electrons or either it can give 4 electrons. Mostly they will share. Okay. Then 15th group will take 3 electrons because it is -3. Can you see minus? Means they are the beggars. So they will take 3 electrons because they have 5 electrons in their outermost shell. They require only 3 electrons. They will take these 3 electrons and they will make themselves octet. 16 group will take 2 electrons. It is better, of course, it is better to take 2 electrons rather than giving 6 electrons. Giving 6 energy means so much of energy they have to lose. So in that case, they will only take 2 electrons and they will become octet and they will be relaxed. Okay. Seventh group has only 1 electron which is left. They already have 7 electrons at the in the outermost shell, but they only require 1 electron. So they will take 1 electron and they will become octet and stable. And no chinta and janjat for the noble gases. They don't require any electron. They neither require any electron. They neither want to share any electron. They are like that. They are zero means what? They don't require any electron. Neither they want any electron from anybody. Okay. I hope this is very clear. What do you mean by valency? Let me come back to this. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the second period that is taken here. It is the second period. Can you see the electronic configuration? 2, 1. This is for lithium. 2, 2, beryllium. 2, 3, boron. 2, 4, carbon. 2, 5, nitrogen. 2, 6, oxygen. 2, 7, fluorine. 2, 8, neon. Okay. What is the valency here? See, lithium belongs to group 1. 1 is the valency. Beryllium belongs to group 2. So that is why 2 is the valency. Boron belongs to group 3. So that is why 3 is the valency. Carbon belongs to group 4. So that is why 4 is the valency. Nitrogen belongs to group 15. That is why it has the valency 3. Oxygen 16. It has the valency 2. Fluorine 17. It has the valency 1. And neon 0, as I explained you earlier. Now, what do you mean by valence electron? Valence electron मतलब जितने इलेक्ट्रॉन उनके आउटर मोस्ट शेल के अंदर है, कितने इलेक्ट्रॉन आउटर मोस्ट शेल के अंदर है, वो ही वहां पर वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन में काउंट होंगे. See, now lithium has 1 electron in its outermost shell. They will write 1. Beryllium has 2 in its outermost shell. Can you see the electronic configuration? 2, 2. What is the last number? 2. What is the last number here for boron? 3. So that is why valence electron is 3. 2, 4. What is the last number? 4. 2, 5. What is the last number? 5. 2, 6, 6. 7, 7. 8, 8. It is very simple. Just remember, what do you mean by valence electron? The number of electron in the outermost shell. What is valency? The number of electrons required to be lost or gained in the outermost shell is called valency, to become octet. Please write it down. I would request you, please rewind and write it down again. Otherwise, I'll speak it again once again for you guys. Valency means the amount of electrons required to be lost or to be gained to form an octet / doublet is called as valency. What do you mean by valence electron? Valence electron means the number of electron in the outermost shell. The number of electron present in the outermost shell. Okay. Here it is given about group 1. This is the atomic number, electronic configuration, valence electron, and the shells. How many shells are there? Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium. 1, 3, 11, 19. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 8, 8, 1. How much is the valency? Can you see your valence electron? Outermost shell make how many electrons are there? 1, 1, 1, 1. So everywhere it is written 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. How many shells are required? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why it is? See, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4. 1, 2, 3. That is why 3. 1, 2. That is why 2. 1 shell. Shell means what? The orbits. understood. I hope this valency and valence electron is clear. This you have to remember till the end of your 10th standard. So make sure you are by hearted with it. I'm telling you, please learn it by heart. Okay. Next, atomic radius. What do you mean by atomic radius? Radius of an atom. In the period, the atomic size of the element decreases from left to right. When you go in the period lithium to neon, when you go lithium to neon, that time this atomic size of the element decreases left to right because the nuclear charge increases. Always remember, whenever the nuclear charge increases, can you see here? It is from 3 to 10. The nuclear charge is increasing. The nucleus, because the proton number are increasing, so nucleus number is also increasing. So if nucleus number is increasing, the atomic size will decrease. Remember, okay, the atomic size will decrease if the nuclear charge is increasing. In the group, now we go vertically downwards. In the group, the atomic size of the element increases from the top to the bottom. The number of shells increases and the distance between the nucleus and the shells also increases. Obviously, when you are going from from the nucleus, from the second shell, the shells goes on increasing as you go down the group. This is what? This is 1, 2, 3. This is lithium. Next comes sodium. Sodium has how many electrons? 11. So we'll add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 already tha. 8 and one more orbit. So can you see we made lithium into sodium? There is one more shell that is added. So that is why the size has increased down the group. But when you go left to right in the period, it will always decrease. But when you go down the group, it will always increase. Make sure this is very, 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 very clear. If any doubt, please ask me in the WhatsApp. I hope this atomic size is clear. You see, lithium from here starting to neon, it goes on decreasing because it is going in a period, it goes on decreasing. As we move from left to right, the atoms have more outer electrons. The atoms have more protons in the nucleus and a greater nuclear charge. As I mentioned before, the nucleus is becoming stronger and stronger. There is a greater attraction between the nucleus and the electron. The electron are pulled closer. Okay. Atom size decreases. Why does the atom, you must have a problem because lithium, beryllium is bigger than lithium. But why is it showing that the atomic size is smaller? Because if the number of the if the proton number increases, the nucleus is getting heavier and heavier, means it is getting more power and power to attract more electrons around itself. So as soon as it becomes more powerful, it will attract more electrons near itself, and sooner the electrons will come closer to the nucleus. So the size goes on decreasing gradually. Okay. Yes. And let's have the last thing over here, or maybe the second last thing. Groups and its properties. What are the groups and what they are their properties? So let me just give you one recap before we start the two topics. Modern periodic law that is given here. You have to just go through once. You have to give a reading. Homework for you all is chapter reading. So make sure the chapter is read very well. Whenever you're going to have the test, you are going to have the questions from the inside of the textbook. So make sure you read the textbook thoroughly 2-3 times. So make sure you are done with that. Periodic table, long form of the periodic table is given, structure of the periodic table, which I've already explained you. One more thing that I wanted to explain. I have already explained in the bonus chapter, but still giving you once again because it is there here. Group 1, 2 comes in the S block. Group 13 to 18, group 12 to 30, group, my bad. Group 3 to 12 comes in the D block, D for dog. Group 13 to 18 comes in the P block. That is all the non-metals and the metals mixed, metalloids mixed over there. And the D is the transition element, and the lanthanide and the actinide series comes in the F block. So remember this, where does it belong to? There is a chances that they will give you Zn and find which block does it belong to. Where does it belong to? So you should know it is transition elements. It belongs to transition elements and it belongs to group D, block D. Okay, so it belongs to that block. So you should know that where it is, where does it belong to. So I had actually given a brief information in the bonus chapters, bonus video. Please go and revise it once again if you're not thorough with it. Then electronic configuration, as I already mentioned, this is a modern periodic table that was designed and what we are following now. Okay, so this is the lanthanide and the actinide series, which is the F block, S block, group 1, group 2, D block, group 33 to 12, group 13 to 18 is the P block. Okay. This is the electronic configuration which is given. You should know how to label it, K element, shell, everything, valency, as I already discussed. Everything is discussed once again, just you need to revise it. That's it. Read while reading the textbook. Atomic size and the atomic radius is given. Radius will increase. Of course, the size. Okay. Radius, when you go from left to right, the radius will decrease. Can you see here? Oxygen, boron, carbon, nitrogen, beryllium, and lithium. It is given ulta. 66, 88, 74, 74, 112, 152. It's the highest. 152 is the highest. The atomic radius will go on decreasing when you go left to right. But when atomic radius will increase when you go down the group. Can you see this? Sodium, potassium, sodium, rubidium, cesium, and lithium. 231, 168, 244, 262. 262 is the highest because it is lithium, sodium, potassium, and cesium. Okay, rubidium and cesium. Cesium is the highest one, that is 262. As we go down the group, the radius increases. But as we go left to right, the radius decreases. Always remember this very well because this can be a board exam question from here. Okay, so you can do one thing. Whenever I say the board exam question, you take a different color pen or maybe something, a different color marking or something, a different symbol for you to remember it is boards. It is a question from the boards. So make sure you do that properly. Okay. Whenever I say it is a board question, mark it with that same symbol. So that when you are revising, when your boards are there, that time you're going to revise each and every page of your textbook. So you will remember that this ma'am has told this question is related to board. You will pay more focus on that. So that is why make sure that you mark with some other different color type of pen which you will have till your 10th standard end. Make sure you are writing only with that pen, marking only important points with that pen. Don't do some other creation with that pen. Okay. Magnetic and non-metallic characteristics I will explain you right now, and groups I will explain you right away. First, I will explain you the groups, and then we'll see the electromagnetics, electronegativity, and electropositivity. Group 1 is called as the alkali group. Group 1 is called as the alkali group. What do you mean by alkali group? It is a name given to it by the Latin scientist and everybody. It is a name given to this. It is called as a alkali group. Group 2 is given the name alkaline earth metal. Don't get confused with this. There are so many questions related to this coming in your papers. I'm sure about it. Group 1, alkali. ALKALI, alkali metals. Group 2, alkaline earth metal. LINE adds on it. Line earth metals. okay, because they are related to earth metals. Okay, so reactivity increases as you go down the group. The alkali metals have one electron in their outermost shell, therefore they are +1 ions. That means their plus means they are cations. Remember this very well. Plus means cations, minus means anions. As you go down the group, the atomic size, as there are more shells, definitely increases. The atomic size increases as we go down the group because there is a shell that is getting add up again and again. लिथियम में 2 शेल थे, सोडियम में 3 शेल थे, पोटेशियम में 4 शेल थे. शेल्स ऐड होते जा रहे हैं, सो दैट इज वाई साइज क्या होती जाएगी, बड़ी बड़ी होती जाएगी. The atomic shell becomes shielded from the nuclear pull by the earlier shell of the electron. That is why उनकी साइज कम नहीं होती है, क्योंकि जो पहले वाले इलेक्ट्रॉन आ जाते हैं वो शील्ड करके रख देते हैं कि इससे आगे हम इसको नहीं जाने देंगे. सो वो शील्ड के वजह से वहां पर आगे वो बाजू बाजू में नहीं आ सकते. So there is less of an attraction in the outermost shell. तो वो outermost shell के साथ न्यूक्लियस का अट्रैक्शन क्या रहेगा, बहुत कम. जैसे मैंने पहले एक एग्जांपल दिया था, when I'm speaking, the first bench person will be able to hear it very nicely, but the last bench person will have some difficulties because वहां तक आवाज जाना is difficult. So from the nucleus to the first shell, it is easier to pass the electron static force, but to the last shell, the outermost shell, it is very difficult. The outer electron is more easily lost. Of course, to gain 7 more electrons and become octet, it is very difficult, right? To get so much of energy, to waste so much of energy and get one electron, 7 electrons total लेने पड़ेंगे उसको 8 electron बनने के लिए. So it is better कि वो 1 electron आराम से दे दे और खत्म करे. So the outer electron is more easily lost, causing a reaction. There is a new full outer shell that is desirable. That is a new shell that is always added. That is how it is given. More properties that I want to discuss, and you have to write this, is group 1 elements are mostly volatile or vigorously reactive in nature. Vigorously reactive in nature means what? That अगर छोटा सा भी एयर का पार्टिकल या वाटर का पार्टिकल उसके बाजू में टच भी हुआ, वहां पर फायर कॉज कर देगा, एक्सप्लोजन कॉज कर देगा. सो लिथियम विल हैव डेफिनेटली सम सॉर्ट ऑफ रिएक्शन. एक पॉप साउंड आएगा जैसे ही पानी में डालोगे, थोड़ा सा छोटा सा पीस है, ओनली दिस मच, सम मिलीग्राम्स ओनली, बट वो पॉप साउंड क्रिएट करेगा. सोडियम का इतना सा ही पीस डालोगे तो वो वहां पर फायर निकलेगा, छोटा सा फायर निकलेगा, एंड इट विल फ्लोट ऑन द सर्फेस ऑफ द वाटर. बट जैसे ही तुम इतना सा पीस पोटेशियम का डालोगे, वहां पर वो एक्सप्लोड करेगा विथ सो मच ऑफ फायर. एंड यू कैन जस्ट इमेजिन फॉर फ्रांशियम एंड सीथियम एंड रुबिडियम कितना ज्यादा रिएक्शन वॉयलेंट हो सकता है. सो राइट इट. It is very, group 1 is very reactive with air, water, and any other external environment. So now what happens is group 1 elements are always stored in kerosene or oil. This is a famous give reason that can come to your examination. So make sure you are perfectly ready with it. Why is it stored in kerosene or oil? It is stored in kerosene and oil because it is highly reactive with the air, water, and other substance around it. But it is least reactive with oil and kerosene. So it is always stored in it. Achha. They are soft metals. Always remember. Group 1 metals are always soft metal. They can be cut with a knife. Likho, sab likho. Please likho. This is very important. They can be cut with a knife. How they can be cut with a knife, or they are having a dull surface. अच्छा, ग्रुप 1 मेटल है फिर भी उसके पास डल सरफेस कैसे हो सकता है? हमने पढ़ा था मेटल्स के पास शाइनी सब्सटेंस, शाइनी सरफेस रहता है, बट ऐसा क्यों नहीं है ग्रुप 1 के साथ? बिकॉज इट इज ऑलवेज डिप्ड इन ऑयल एंड केरोसिन, तो उसके ऊपर का पार्ट ऑयल एंड केरोसिन का हो जाता है, तो उसके लिए हमको डल लगता है. बट जैसे ही हम उसको कट करेंगे वो एकदम शाइनी निकलेगा अंदर से. एक रबर, प्लास्टिक क्या बोलते, रबर जो रहता है, इरेजर जो तुम यूज करते हो, अगर जस्ट वो हम लोग कैसे नाइफ से कट करते हैं, सेम वैसा ये मेटल रहता है, उसको आराम से नाइफ से कट कर सकते। ओके, सिमिलर टू रबर ओनली, but definitely different properties. So, right, first property, it is highly reactive with air, water, and steam. Second point, it is highly, it has to be stored in oil and kerosene. Why? Because it is highly reactive with oil, water, and steam. Third thing, it can be cut with a knife. It has a dull surface because it is stored in oil and kerosene. But when cut with a knife, it will have a very bright and shiny surface. Okay, so these points are major points of group 1. So remember them very carefully. बहुत important है group 1 की properties. Okay, let's continue. Group 7. Now, what do you mean by group 7? They are called as halogens. They are called as halogen. It is fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Astenine and all that you don't have to remember, but you have to remember till here: fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine. ये 4 एलिमेंट्स तुमको ग्रुप 7 के बाय हार्ट रखने हैं. द रिएक्टिविटी डिक्रीजेस एज यू गो डाउन द ग्रुप. हैलोजेंस में हमने पढ़ा था मेटल्स की सीरीज, अगर हम नॉन मेटल्स की सीरीज में जाते हैं तो डाउन द ग्रुप क्या होती है, रिएक्टिविटी कम हो जाती है. एंड मेटल्स में क्या होती है, डाउन द ग्रुप रिएक्टिविटी इंक्रीज होती जाती है, जैसे हमने वो टेबल में देखा था बोनस वीडियो में. प्लीज रिमेम्बर, यू नीड टू रिवाइज दैट बोनस वीडियो वेरी वेल. Halogen has 7 electrons in its outermost shell. फ्लोरीन जो रहता है वो गैशियस रहता है in at room temperature. So please write, fluorine is gaseous at room temperature. Chlorine is liquid, or maybe say can be gaseous also and liquid also. मतलब वो liquid जैसा रहता है, but उसके अंदर से गैस निकलता रहता है continuously. So it is a semi gaseous liquid state. Okay, can be, you can remember it like that. Bromine is completely liquid at room temperature. Bromine is completely liquid at room temperature. Iodine is completely solid at room temperature. Okay, it has the negativity as -1 because उसको एक electron चाहिए to become octet. So it is called as an anion. It is all the ones are called as anions. उसके ions जो बनते हैं वो anions होते हैं. As you go down the group, the atomic size increases. Size तो increase हो जा रही है because more shells are added. Because we know that very well, down the group अगर जाएंगे तो shells add हो रहे हैं, so that is why atomic size will increase. The outermost shell becomes shielded by the nuclear pull by the earlier shells of the electron. That is why it is increasing. The nucleus is less able to attract the electron at the outermost shell. The reactivity decreases. जो न्यूक्लियस है वो अट्रैक्ट नहीं कर पा रहा है लास्ट इलेक्ट्रॉन को, दैट इज वाई उसकी रिएक्टिविटी धीरे 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 कम होती जाए. ठीक है, ऑलवेज रिमेम्बर दिस वेरी वेल. फर्स्ट लिखो हैलोजेंस, दे आर नॉन मेटल्स. फ्लोरीन is the highly reactive element from this group. Fluorine is the highly reactive. Okay, you can write it like this. Better way to be written. You can write fluorine is highly reactive, then chlorine is highly reactive, then bromine, the crocodile mouths, bromine, and it is highly reactive, then iodine. Write it like simpler way to learn it. ओके, हैलोजेंस ऐसे दिखा सकते हो रिएक्टिविटी के लिए. फिर व्हाट एल्स, दिस इज लिक्विड एट सॉरी दिस इज गैशियस एट रूम टेम्परेचर. दिस इज लिक्विड एज वेल एज गैशियस एट रूम टेम्परेचर. दिस इज लिक्विड completely at room temperature, and this is solid at room temperature. Okay, I hope everything is clear till now. Now comes the last group, that is group 0. You only have to remember for 3 groups, that is group 1, group 7, and group 0. Only for group 2, you just have to remember the name, that is alkaline earth metal, and the elements for it. That's it. Nothing much more than that. Group 0 here, they are called as the noble gases. Why they are noble gases? First of all, as we know that very well, Mendeleev, when he was discovering, he did not give any space only for these noble gases. So when it was discovered, so he put one 0 group, and he added this group, and he added these elements into it, because he knew that they are not ready to react with this also and this also, and neither they are giving their electron, neither they are taking their electron. So that is why it is better to keep them aside only. So that is why he gave this group as group 0, the noble gases, the noble ones. Okay, so they are very high profiled people. Noble gases are found in group 0. They are inert. Their inert means what? They are not ready to react with either anyone और not ready to give their electrons to anyone. Inert का मतलब होता है introvert. हमने सुना है, जिसके साथ किसी के साथ बात करने के मन नहीं होता है, ना किसी को कुछ बोलेगा तो सुनने के मन नहीं होता. That is introvert, right? So same like that. Inert means what? They're not ready to exchange any electron or do any barter system from anyone. So please underline and write there. Inert means not ready to react with anyone, which means they are highly unreactive. They are definitely highly unreactive because they are not ready to react. The noble gases all have full outer shell of the electron. अगर तुम्हारे पास the desired amount of money जो तुमको चाहिए वो तुम्हारे पास है, will you go and beg someone or will you give your money to someone? You have your amount with you, right? You are stable enough to live your life. तो सेम इनकी भी यही है, उनके पास ऑक्टेट है, उनका आउटर मोस्ट शेल फुल है, तो वो लोग क्यों किसी के पास जाए दूसरे इलेक्ट्रॉन देने के लिए या लेने के लिए? वो स्टेबल है, so they don't require any electron, they don't want to give anywhere. This is sorry, his is 2 electron. अच्छा, his नहीं, actually यहाँ पर helium आना चाहिए. Helium is 2 electrons in the first shell and 8 electrons. No, his is 2 electrons in the first shell and 8 electrons in the outermost shell. Okay, it is not his, it is helium only. It has 2 electrons, and the other all have 2 electrons in the first shell, and the others are having 8 electrons in the outermost shell, and making it desirably arranged and stable. This is a desirable arrangement. The atoms are stable and therefore they are unreactive. The last point is very important. They are very stable and unreactive. I hope this is clear to everybody. So here your groups are explained to you. Halogen family is explained. Group 1, group 0 is also explained to you. You just have to go through it once again. Before that, I will explain you one thing, that is electropositivity and electronegativity. We'll understand from this simple graph which is given to us. Okay. Decreasing atomic sizes. As I already mentioned, lithium से neon तक जाएंगे तो decrease in the atomic radius होगा. But इधर क्या हो जाएगा? ऐसे हम लोग नीचे जाएंगे तो क्या हो रहा है? Atomic size increase हो. Increasing electronegativity and non-metallic character. What do you mean by non-metallic character? जो non metals रहती है उनकी character बढ़ती जाती है. तो वो कहाँ पर बढ़ेगी? यहाँ पर non metals ज्यादा है. So that is why when you go left to right, the non-metallic characteristic will increase. Can you see your increase? Yes. So electronegativity will also increase. Negative जितने वो लोग लेते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन, जो भी लेते हैं उनको मतलब इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी रहती है उसके अंदर. ओके, सो एक इलेक्ट्रोनेगेटिविटी के लिए भी मैं एक फॉर्मूला दूंगी, एक सीक्रेट दूंगी तुमको. डिक्रीजिंग इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिविटी एंड द मेटालिक कैरेक्टर. यहाँ पर ज्यादा मेटल्स है ना, मतलब मेटालिक कैरेक्टर यहाँ पर ज्यादा है, बट नॉन मेटल्स यहाँ पर ज्यादा है, तो यहाँ पर क्या हो जाएगा? मेटालिक कैरेक्टर कम हो जाएगा. सो व्हेन यू गो लेफ्ट टू राइट, द मेटालिक कैरेक्टर गोज ऑन decreasing. So electropositivity also goes on decreasing. ज्यादा भिखारी है वहां पर, so negativity ज्यादा है. So electronegativity is more, electropositivity is less. Opposite है यहाँ पर, decreasing electronegativity and non-metallic character. तुम नीचे जाओगे तो सब metals ही मिल रहे, देखो मिल रहे हैं metals. So as you go down the group, the electronegativity goes on decreasing and metallic characters goes on increasing. तो यहाँ पर दिया है इंक्रीजिंग इन द इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिविटी एंड मेटालिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स। तो इलेक्ट्रोपॉजिटिविटी यहाँ पर बढ़ते जा रहा है और मैग्नेट मेटालिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक बढ़ता जा रहा है। So that's it. Electronegativity, electropositivity is done here. And one thing that I wanted to give you is you can remember the highest electronegativity. Phone call, science, no, science नहीं, phone call या don't go for science. फोन कॉल मतलब सब कॉल भी याद रखो, फोन ही याद रखो. Remember phone because only that much is required here. Phone means what? Fluorine, oxygen, and nitrogen. I know the spelling is wrong, but you have to remember it like that. Phone means fluorine, oxygen, and nitrogen. So, phone means F is the highest electronegative element in the periodic table. Oxygen is the second highest electronegative element in the periodic table, and nitrogen is the third largest electronegativity element in the periodic table. So remember this as 4. Okay, everybody, I hope this is all clear to you all. And the chapter is done. Before I end the chapter here, there is one more brain teaser that is given here, which is very important for you to know. That in the second group, what happens in the second group is a general chemical formula equation indicating the reaction of the alkaline earth metal is given above. Mg plus water will give magnesium hydroxide plus hydrogen. MOH twice plus H2. Magnesium hydroxide plus hydrogen. While going down the group, the second group, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium. The gradation in the chemical properties of the alkaline earth metal is C. Gradation मतलब changes, क्या changes हो रहे हैं. While going down the group, the reactivity of the alkaline earth metal goes on increasing. क्या होती जा रही? When you go down the group, the reactivity increases. This is a common thing that we know. Please remember all the rules I'm telling you. If these rules are not by hearted, please make sure that you write it 10 times and learn it. And thereby the ease with which the reaction takes place also goes on increasing. जैसे ही नीचे जाएंगे रिएक्टिविटी बढ़ रहा है, मतलब जल्दी जल्दी रिएक्शन होगा, तो ईज ऑफ रिएक्शन क्या हो जाएगा? बढ़ जाएगा. Thus beryllium does not react with water. Beryllium water के साथ react नहीं करता. Magnesium reacts with steam. Calcium, strontium and barium reacts with water at room temperature with increasing rate. Beryllium नहीं रिएक्ट करता. मैग्नीशियम स्टीम के साथ रिएक्ट करता है. कैल्शियम, स्ट्रोंशियम, बेरियम पानी के साथ भी रिएक्ट कर लेगा. पहले बेरियम नहीं करता था, फिर जैसे ही डाउन द ग्रुप जाते गए वो रिएक्शन बढ़ता गया. सो दैट इज व्हाट यू नीड टू नो हियर. दिस इज अ ब्रेन टीजर दैट यू नीड टू नो. Okay, I hope this chapter is very well clear to you all. And if there's any doubts, please contact me. That's it. End of this chapter here. I hope you all revise it once again. Read the book very well. At least 2 times the reading should be done. And learn all the textbook question answers and objectives very thoroughly. Please. Okay? It's a request. Do that very well. Bye-bye.